In this short video, we're going to go over the basics of mechanisms and how you show the mechanism using a path model. A mechanism is about how and why the program is supposed to work, how it's going to actually end up changing the outcome. So the program we've been working with is nutrition education. And our theory was that more nutrition education would reduce obesity. But how is that actually supposed to work? Why do people believe that the nutrition education will have this effect? Well, the first part of their idea is probably that nutrition education is going to increase knowledge about which foods are healthy, and that because kids know what's healthy, that'll change what they eat. That by knowing more about what foods are healthy, as a result, that will change what they actually eat. And then, because people have eaten more healthy foods, the idea is that they will be less likely to be obese, that obesity will fall. So how convincing is that? A large part of the value of the mechanism is for you to figure out whether you believe things will really happen. Do you think it's the amount of healthy food that affects obesity? Maybe it has more to do with eating fewer bad foods, fewer calories, less sugar, and so on. So maybe it's not healthy foods, the amount of healthy foods that are eaten, that's critical. Maybe the most important thing are the amount of bad foods. So now we're going to show a more extensive mechanism that looks at, that includes that. So the idea is that if you increase nutrition education, again, your knowledge about which foods are healthy will increase. And as we said before, that'll increase the amount of healthy food eaten, more vegetables, and that will decrease obesity. But it might also, that knowledge, decrease the amount of bad foods eaten, fewer cookies, and that eating cookies and things like that is what is a major driver of obesity. Moreover, there can be other kinds of feedbacks and other connections made. If you eat a lot of vegetables, eat a lot of healthy food, maybe you have less room for cookies and you'll eat less of that. So notice how I didn't just draw everything in a row, knowing which foods are healthy, amount of foods eaten, the amount of healthy foods, the amount of bad foods. You want to think hard about how the variables are related and know that there isn't just one standard shape. The model should look like whatever relationships really exist. As we'll see in a lot of the later videos, by doing that and by looking hard at all the links, we'll be able to really evaluate our program's likely success and make it more effective. But before we get to that, I want to review the signs with this logic model, which has more branches and more signs. So the basic thing we had before was more nutrition education, more knowledge about healthy foods, more healthy foods eaten, lower obesity. That's the same. We also have more knowledge about which foods are healthy, less of the bad foods eaten, less obesity. So again, notice that even though there was a plus sign, that didn't mean when you go on along this branch, obesity goes up. It means obesity goes in the same direction as amount bad foods. Amount bad foods goes down, amount obesity goes down. Let's also try it going the other way. It's a good idea to try your variables going both up and down since they always go in both directions. So less nutrition education, less knowledge about what's healthy, more bad food eaten, more obesity. Now it's your turn. Remember the program and the outcome it was designed to affect that you came up with before? Now create a path diagram showing its mechanism. For now, we're focused on the basics, but do keep in mind, how convincing are each of the links? Do you need to add a little bit more? And in particular, make sure that each link makes sense.